Hey Raiders, it's Mansi, and in today's video, we are going to be telling you guys some of the hard truths / hard experiences about coming to college. And I feel like when it comes to coming to college for the first time, we all kind of have this image in our head, or we think we have our entire future planned out in our head. But in reality, there are certain things that happen to us that we didn't think were going to happen, or vice versa. So in today's video, Yadir, Peyton, and I are going to be telling you guys some of the hard truths / hard experiences that we went through so far at Texas Tech, and kind of how we overcame that and how it was completely unexpected, and it definitely hit us harder than we thought. But in the end, we all came out just fine, and we're still doing good today. So I hope you guys find this useful and somewhat relatable. And other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get on with it.
Alright, so one of my first hard truths that I learned my first semester in college was you're going to see that most of the people are in their own world. Maybe they're just like to themselves, or, you know, they are paying attention to class, and you don't really have that much interaction with other classmates or other students if you're just going to a lecture. You might have other interactions with them in like a lab environment, but if you're in a lecture, most people are just like focused on the class, and then as soon as it's over, they just head out. So you don't really get that much interaction between other students, and it might feel kind of lonely at first. So this is why joining like clubs and other activities is very important if you actually do want to make friends. And then my next hard truth is that classes are going to get way harder, and this isn't meant to scare y'all, it's just meant for y'all to brace yourselves, because you cannot have the same studying habits that you had in high school that you will carry to college, because they are very different classes, you know? In high school, you might see your teacher every day, but in college, you might see them twice a week. And lectures might be more heavy, and like homework might be more heavy, or the exams might be that heavy compared to in high school, that it's a lot of like daily assignments. In college, it's like the final exam could be worth up to like 50%, or I've had a class like that, but I don't want to scare y'all. So yeah, it's more exam heavy, so you want to make sure that you are prepared for these exams, because they can make or break your grade. There have been instances where other people are like 1 point away from failing because exams. So it is very scary that exams carry that much weight. So be on the lookout and be cautious.
Hey Red Raiders, I hope y'all are having a great summer. So the first one I would probably say is don't expect your first little friend group or whatever to be, you know, your lifelong best friends or like college best friends. I came into college thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna meet, you know, my lifelong best friends. My mom is still besties with her college friends, and it's just, I kind of came in thinking like, oh, I'm gonna meet, you know, my people here. And I just kind of like placed that on the first people I met, and I was like, these are gonna be my best friends forever. And then it didn't work out, and not in a bad way, just we went different routes, you know, and I have now found, I know like my lifelong best friends, and it took a while, you know, and I wish someone would have told me, don't expect the first people you meet to, you know, like be your people. And friends are trial and error, and some people come and go, and it's just, that's what happens in college. And I didn't really understand that, and so I was like heartbroken when my first friend group fell apart. But 4 years is a long time, and you're gonna meet a lot of people, and just don't expect, you know, the first ones you meet to be your lifelong best friends. They could be, but just don't like place that on them, if that makes any sense. So basically, in summary, don't expect everyone you meet to be your best friends forever. Just find a group of people that have similar interests in, and just a group of like-minded people, and see how it goes. But don't beat yourself up if it doesn't work out, because in college you're gonna meet so many people and you'll find your friends.
And the last hard truth that I want to tell you guys today is that adult life is going to hit you way harder than you think it is. At least it did for me. So for example, in the first fall semester that I was here, I was sick the entire fall semester. And I know when people come to college, they get this college cold or this kind of college sickness, and everyone is just sick with something that the doctors can't pinpoint or name. But that didn't happen to me. I had really bad allergies, and since I moved from a humid city to a very dry city, aka Lubbock, I was not used to the allergens that were there, I guess. So I went to the wellness center at least 4 or 5 times. And despite getting medicine and things like that, I was still pretty bad with allergies. And to be completely honest, just getting out of bed and going to a dining hall to get food, because I only had Starbucks in my dining hall, and I know some people can have Starbucks 3 times a day, but I know I definitely can't. So just going out, actually getting up and getting food was hard in and of itself. And being productive to do homework and study when I was sick almost all semester, especially around the time of exams and finals, it was definitely really hard, but you kind of just had to take it one step at a time and just look on the positive end of things. So that's kind of what happened to me, and something that was completely unexpected. I was always sick and I couldn't really rely on my parents because they were 5 hours away, and I didn't really have close friends at the time that I could call up to come help me or bring me food. So that was definitely hard, but I made it through, and now we're okay if something like that happens again. So that's one of the stories. Another story I have has to do more with adulting than just basic college life. So I was fortunate enough to bring my car to campus during my freshman year. So during this last spring semester, I was commuting off campus during finals week. I was reviewing, I was going off campus, and there was a truck literally 100 feet in front of me. It wasn't anywhere close to me, and a rock came out of it and it hit my windshield, and it made a crack by my windshield wipers, and I didn't think much of it until I left and I did something. I got back to my car and I had a crack halfway through my windshield because it was so hot that the crack was just expanding and growing. And I was stressing not only about finals that I had throughout the week, just getting time to study for that, but I was calling up auto shops and I was calling up dealerships, and replacing a windshield is so expensive, and having the stress of thinking that it's going to shatter, even though I knew it wasn't going to shatter, but just having the stress in the back of my mind that my windshield could crack or just break at any time and I can't drive it anymore. Just having all those stresses combined just hit me all at once, and I definitely was not expecting that, but it was super hard to get through, especially when I had to worry about finals at the same time. So one thing that I do want to note is all of these things that hit you hard are going to hit you at the worst time possible. And for me, that was always around exams, or in this case, finals for both semesters. So with that being said, you kind of just have to take it a step at a time, like I said, and just think of positive end of it. Even if it's just something super tiny that's positive that can come out of that, just try to think about it and you will get through it, just like I did. You are going to have to do some hard things. Like I had to sit at the dealership twice throughout my first year and study there while I was getting my car serviced or getting my tire pressure fixed, or in this case, my windshield. So there's definitely a lot of things that you're going to end up doing that you didn't think you were going to do, but you're going to come out of that stronger and better prepared for when things like that happen again in the future. So those are 2 of my stories. Just know that adult life does kind of hit you pretty hard, and responsibilities outside of school and studying are going to hit you probably at the worst time that they could ever happen, but just know that you'll get through it and you are going to be perfectly fine. And that pretty much sums up our hard truths / hard experiences during our college experience so far. And it's probably not the last of them either. We're going to definitely have some adversities in the future. But with that being said, I hope you guys found it useful and somewhat helpful, knowing that going through these hard truths is definitely a universal experience. Whether you experience something different, there is always someone else that experiences the exact same thing. So don't hesitate to reach out for help whenever you need it. And just know that if you think of the positive end of things and you take it one step at a time, you will definitely get through it and everything will be okay. So other than that, with all that being said, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video, and feel free to comment any hard truths or hard experiences you guys have experienced and how you guys have faced them. We would love to know, and just to spread the word to everyone that you definitely aren't alone and you will definitely get through this. So other than that, make sure to check out for our videos. We upload every Thursday so far, but during the school year, we're going to be uploading every Tuesday and Thursday. So with that being said, I hope you'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.